crazy cool medallions.
I love that.
What's up, y'all?
What's up, y'all?
It's the Christmas special.
That's us, man.
Extravaganza.
Look how festive we are.
What? It's, if barring any crazy Wi-Fi problems, this will be up on Christmas Eve. So here's to you.
Here's to you. Champagne and beers on Christmas Eve one time.
Woohoo! For
right.
work, man.
For the working man.
I'm Jared, by the way.
I am Josh. I'm drinking beer.
That's what we do.
That's what we do here.
Around
We
these parts.
drink beer and we talk about awesome things.
I'm eggnog, and a handful of candy corn. One a year, and I'm pretty much good.
I understand.
So I might have that by the time you see this, and then be done. And be like, oh yeah, that's awful. I remember that being as terrible as it was last time.
I am ridiculous about eggnog because I love it to the point that what I get, how much of it I buy, that's how much I'll drink. So I'm with you. I need to buy like the little individual containers and mix it up myself and just be done because I'm totally with you, man. Because between loving eggnog and hating lactose, whoo, man, I am a big old fart cushion magic.
That's a dangerous combo.
It is wet and wild.
I was surprised the number of people I come across that have never tried it. That I work with. And the best way I can describe it is, you remember licking the egg beaters as a kid? It's a glass of that. And when the drink was originated, you had to put alcohol in it to kill all that stuff. It's like, why are you drinking this in the first place?
Seriously.
Why would anybody do
Why would
this?
anyone do this to themselves?
And let's keep the tradition going.
Right, man. You know what? Remember that disgusting junk we had last year? Let's put some bourbon in it.
Some more.
That's right, man. Let's do that. Let's do that again.
One of the things I was thinking about last week, didn't care about really getting into, is the whole idea of banning Christmas songs.
Yeah.
And first of all, this radio station in somewhere Ohio I think they thought they were going to get talked about over the banning of this song. It's like, no, nobody cares about you.
Nobody cares who did it.
It's going to talk about this song that everybody's been saying for the past 10 years at least. It's kind of pushing it on the rapey scale.
It's the truth, man. You can't have a line, "What's in this drink," and not have people question.
It's like, whoa. And honest to God, as old as that song is, the first time I remember hearing it was on an episode of Blossom.
A very special episode of Blossom.
Very special Christmas episode.
Christmas episode.
I don't even know why this stands out in my mind, but it does. On the show, Blossom's dad was a musician. For some reason or another, his girlfriend was over. He's at the piano, and they start doing the song. I had never heard it before. And at the time, no, it didn't strike me as kind of weird, but the more you hear it, and the more people have been making jokes about that song for years. Now that's finally been banned. Like, why? I think there are far more deserving Christmas songs to get banned.
Oh man, if we're gonna do Christmas and we're gonna extend on, man, Hot Child in the City. Benny Mardones is Into the Night, which has the creepiest video of all time, by the way. Man, if you've never seen it, just Benny Mardones, Into the Night, you won't be sorry. Well, you might want to leave your speakers turned off or you might be sorry. It's a pretty awful song.
Of the Christmas songs that are out there, I was just trying to think of a few. Hippopotamus for Christmas, never need to hear it again.
Nope.
12 Days Christmas, I could have lived without ever hearing that.
Yeah.
One that might surprise me, Santa Baby.
Yeah, I hate that song.
Don't need that.
I am cooler with It's Cold Outside than I am Santa Baby. I just hate that song. And it's been covered by 10,000 people, and they all suck.
That Goo Goo talking.
That Betty Boop.
Trying to be Betty song. Like, man, ban that bull.
I hate that song. My Christmas song I want banned is ridiculous, but it's Rocking Around the Christmas Tree. And it's only because I just hate it. I don't like Christmas music anyway. But for some reason, I just particularly hate that song.
That's my Hippopotamus for Christmas.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is asinine and stupid and has nothing to do with Christmas, other than the fact that, well, we put the label of Christmas song on it, so now people will buy it.
That's right. It's top 40 material. Here you go, friends.
There you go.
That's right. Here you go.
We made a Christmas song. F you.
Yeah, screw you guys. Whatever. We made a Thanksgiving song or Christmas, whatever. F you.
Screw you guys.
Screw you guys. Listen to it,
Now you
dummy.
get that.
2 minutes and 40 seconds of your life. You're not getting it back, jerk.
So, I just think that people have argued that song was written in the 40s, and some of the terms and that song don't mean what they mean today. Like, well, the times change, and I want the one person sitting in a retirement home that was around back then was like, I knew the woman that song was written about. She's not as virtuous as y'all trying to make her sound.
That's right. The man singing that tune was giving her cover for her Lady of the Evening Ways. I knew them both. They were both just horrors people.
Grandma got it in, and she got around even at Christmas.
Let me tell you, man.
Especially
Especially at Christmas.
Christmas.
She spread the cheer. Let me tell you. Nah, man. I think that's such a silly thing, and it's something that we talked about a little bit earlier, man. But it's on that same thing. We really want to attach #MeToo to the song "Baby It's Cold Outside," but we're silent on Centonia Brown. We got nothing to say about that. I'm like, well, one of those situations seems a little more important to me.
Because from WLVB, we are still banning the popular Christmas song, Baby It's Cold Outside. Up next, Cardi B with Lick My Butt Crack.
Yeah, seriously, man, for real. It's like, that stuff, man, come on. And a lot of times, I don't know, I get really frustrated about stuff like liberal causes and whatnot, because we've discussed this before, man. The quickest way to ruin anything is to basically, if I want to infiltrate white power world, start my own Instagram and then basically just start collecting names. Don't think it doesn't happen. People don't believe that, but it's just my contention that if you agree or disagree with somebody all the time, they're full of crap. If you go to what's a good thing to do? Like the incel chat rooms and stuff. I'm telling you, if 40% of those people aren't women just cackling at the responses they get, I'd be surprised. That's what I would do. I think that'd be hilarious. And why would you not just play that character? You could have a lot of fun with that. And it might not be true at all, but I would just be very surprised if at least 40, if maybe even half, anything like that, I don't really believe it. So that my point being that you really want to attach something like Me Too to Baby It's Cold Outside. And again, like I said, man, crickets on Centonia Brown, come on, man. Get out of here. There's more important stuff for us to be talking about, man. And all Christmas songs suck anyway. Like we said, if it's not on the Phil Spector Christmas album, I don't like any of them.
Oh man, that's I remember, I call it the lost year of working at Old Navy, early 2000s, mid 2000s. That it was the first when I wanted. I remember being there. And they had like these terrible soundtracks typically, but Christmas you could bank on there being some interesting stuff. And I'd never heard the James Brown Christmas album.
Oh yeah.
Until I didn't realize that's what I was hearing. I finally synced it out, and there's this. I'm pretty sure that the title of the song is just Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. And it's James just going off about, love you, can't stand myself, hey! That's the stuff you need to get if you want to have a good old, I think the album might be called James Brown's Funky Christmas Party or whatever it is, but seek that one out and you'll have a good time. And
James Brown's Funky People, Volume 7. Ho, ho, ho.
of the Christmas time of year.
Yeah, man.
So, there's just... majority of it I can do without, but there's some high waters, like 12 Days of Christmas. Like I don't never need to hear that again. Santa Baby, you can shove it. Hippopotamus is pretty bad. And we were talking about it wasn't the Saturday Night Live that aired last night, but it was the week before the holiday, and it was Miley Cyrus and Mark Ronson are the musical guests. And surprisingly enough, the first song that came out and did was really good. I enjoyed it. and wasn't expecting to, because Mark Ronson's one of those guys, you know, kind of like, yeah, I don't give him the credit he deserves as far as being a musician, but he's out there without a laptop to perform, so he's like playing like, man, it's just surprising. And Miley, you never know what you're gonna get. You gonna be really something impressive or pretty piss poor. And we got 1 out of 2. They came out for the I couldn't tell you the name of the song, the first go around, but it's off the new record, so go find it, kids. And they come out for Act 2, which is, you know, it's the Christmas episode of Saturday Night Live, so they got to do a Christmas song. And they did one of the songs that was like, man, of all Christmas songs that kind of just need to stand alone, just even though it's been covered, she does Happy Christmas, War is Over. And not only is it her and Mark out there, they tried out Sean Lennon's, you know, fat ass to play along with him. And you think, well, how could anybody do that song bad? Really easy, because they get to that part of the song where the war is over and Merry Christmas, and there's just this caterwauling that she does. It's like, you know, just I couldn't let that one go without pointing that one out and be like, yeah, that was a really bad version of that song. And I was ready for the hate wave and flood that was going to come the next day. Nobody mentioned it, and I was like, where were y'all at? But I think people just kind of expected it to be bad. So, man, this is kind of just, you were surprised at this?
Yeah, I kind of dig it. I also think that maybe something that took the starch out of all things SNL this year is, we've talked about it before, man, like every single week you start with Baldwin doing Trump or something political, and nobody cares anymore, man. Yeah. Even like with the musical guests, because Kanye retired that stuff because everyone just waits around and sees what their favorite little, you know.
You turn it on about 12 o'clock, and they'll be through the cold open and the monologue, and you might miss the first part of the sketch, but you ain't really gonna miss nothing.
Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, once you get to the first thing, you're okay. Yeah. But it's just, I just think that, I don't know, I think it's just one more thing where you want to sing a Christmas song about war and la-di-da, and it's like, it's a cruddy thing, and people fall back on it way too often, but it is true. You had 8 years of Barack Obama to sing that song at Christmas time, and you didn't do it. So it's like, don't try and make this a big deal now. Stop. Yeah. People have had enough. We've talked about it. Like, I thought the skit on SNL that lost everybody was the GOP locker room celebration where they're popping champagne over Kavanaugh. It's like that shit was still way too fresh. People weren't ready to laugh about it. It's still not funny now. But particularly, you heard it here first, or maybe you heard it here last, or whatever. I genuinely, this goes back to November of 2016. I was a Bernie guy. I like Bernie a lot, and I went to the polls, and I voted for Hillary Clinton because I'm not a big fan of the Democratic Party, but I trust them more with Supreme Court justices than I do the GOP. And you didn't know Kavanaugh was going to be a thing because nobody knew that Kennedy was going to sell his ass to Satan, but he did. And so there's that. So you already had two. I voted for Hillary Clinton on the belief that I wanted Ruth Bader Ginsburg to be able to retire, because now I'm not sure she's going to be around very long. And if Donald Trump gets 3 Supreme Court nominees, I can't imagine this place not just catching fire. I mean, people talk all this stuff, oh, it's getting real bad out there. It's getting real bad. If Donald Trump gets 3 Supreme Court nominees, I don't know what to tell you. I just don't know. That just irks me greatly. And unfortunately, people all of a sudden woke up and realized, wow, Ruth's not a youngin'. And it's like,
where you been?
I wish you cared last November, but that's the thing that still frustrates me very, very much. And the other huge frustration is I know that Hillary has not said she's running in 2020, but I just can't shake it. And I think, not to get into politics, but very, very quickly, I love Bernie Sanders, but I think that Bernie and Hillary are quite literally the only 2 names that do not need to be mentioned to be at the top of the Democratic ticket in 2020, just because I don't think, well, the Bernie bros cost Hillary the vote. Yeah, and they probably do it again. If you genuinely believe that's what cost you, then I don't know why you're going to take your chance again. Yeah. Doesn't make sense to me, man. And Bernie's the same way. If you run Bernie, the Hillary people will not vote for her. They will not vote for him. And the establishment Democratic Party won't get behind him. So it's just, it seems like something that the Democrats cannot mess up, but good God, if there's an organization in this country that can mess up more can't miss opportunities than the Democratic Party, I've never seen it. I've never seen them. I don't know who it is. Anyway, didn't mean to get off on all that junk, but I'm worried about Ruthie. She's on my mind because she just stays.
I want to see her with a photo of today's newspaper.
Yeah, I wanted her to be able to retire. I wanted her to go to Hillary Clinton and say, I'm done. I've done a good job. I've been so good. I get to enjoy my retirement because I'm a legend. That's what I was hoping would happen.
It might drop,
For real.
kind of
Out
this.
me.
Are there any Christmas movies that come to mind that you just got to check out this time of year? Because one of the things I don't like when people start counting down Christmas movies, they start throwing in specials. I didn't ask you about specials.
Not specials, movies.
It's about movies. Because talking about Christmas songs, one of the songs that always come to my mind in talking about, there's certain movies with songs that have taken on like a Christmas meaning. Like, when did Sound of Music become such a Christmas movie? Like, the few of my favorite things, like, is now like this Christmas anthem. Like, when did this happen? That's not even remotely Christmassy. But in the middle of a movie that you don't expect to have like a touching moment, A Christmas Vacation has, I'm pretty sure it's Ray Charles does the Wonderful Feeling Christmas song that was on last night, and that's one of the ones that, top of my mind. It's just like Hall of Fame for me as far as
stuck in the attic watching the old reels.
Wonderful feeling.
Yeah. I obviously haven't watched it this season. Christmas Vacation, I love. That's an awesome choice. I love that one. Christmas movies that I have to watch.
I got Christmas Vacation.
Yeah.
Scrooged.
Yeah, Scrooge is great. I'm a Dickens fanatic anyway, so there's that.
That's the most faithful and version of Charles Dickens' Christmas Carol has ever been.
It's absolutely.
There's that, and there's Mickey's Christmas Carol, but that's a special. It doesn't count.
That's different.
But those are my two, and then you can rotate. The third kind of rotates. It's kind of however you feel. But that's my. I guess off the top of my head, I would probably put like a Bad Santa in there, but I don't love that one the way everybody else does. I mean, I can't rewatch that one as much as some people do. But Scrooged and Christmas Vacation are my jam.
I dig it.
I've never. I guess I'm gonna get into stuff I don't like. I've never loved Elf.
I think Elf is my brother
as
and I
much as some people. I guess my third would be Christmas Story. That's my top three.
Yeah.
But Elf is one of those that I'm like, people have told me how much they love it, and I've sat down and I've tried to watch it a time or two, and it's like, I just don't love this one.
I'm the same way. My brother and I discuss that all the time. My brother was on to Will Ferrell about 2 years before anybody else I know was.
Yeah.
And so, oh man, Will Ferrell, Elf, you got to watch it. And I just don't get it. It's cool. I'm glad people dig it, but I don't.
Got plenty of stuff I dig.
Oh my God, me too. And
but that's not the one.
Yeah, I should like it, but it's just not really my thing. But I'm weird about Christmas movies. There's not very many of them that I really watch. I do love Christmas Vacation. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I usually get at least one viewing of Christmas Story in at least once by just leaving TNT on all night. And you pick pieces up here and there. So there's that. I am a gigantic, sappy, dorky fan of Love Actually. I love that movie. I watch it pretty often anyway, but especially at Christmas time, I will watch it. Love Actually is a lot of fun because there's about, 10 or 11 different stories in it. And some of them just suck, but the ones I like. So I watch those. And the Colin Farrell and the, I don't know the actress's name, the Portuguese house cleaner. That's a cool story. The Alan Rickman, Emma Thompson story is quite good because in the middle of this, hey, it's Christmas, everyone's all happy, you have this couple that are not divorcing, but they're on the cusp of it. And I'm like, wow, that's okay, that's different. And you've hired the right people,
happening.
and you hired the right people to do it because it's Emma Thompson and it's Alan Rickman, so that's cool. It's just, I like that movie. I think it's cool. Laura Linney's story makes me want to kill somebody just because, I don't know, I like her a bunch, and it's not her. She does fine, but it's a frustrating story because she gets jobbed and it makes you feel bad. The Keira Knightley story drives me up the wall just because it's just that story I don't care for, and then the Chris whatever his name is for. This is so stupid, but I'm gonna vent something that I hate about that movie. He basically is just this down on his luck. Have you seen Love Actually?
It's been a very long, not well enough to be able to.
Oh yeah, that.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. He's the dude that decides to come to America because he'll do better with American girls.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so dumb because the part I'm supposed to hate is like, yeah, like that guy come to America and get those girls. But that is the joke. I totally understand that that's the joke. It's a send up on what American sitcoms are like and what kind of boys wind up with what kind of girls in American movies. Mm-hmm. That part doesn't bother me. What bothers me is he gets a plane ticket and flies to Milwaukee International Airport or wherever it is and jumps in a cab and says, just take me to a normal American bar in Milwaukee and orders a Budweiser. That drives me crazy. The other thing that makes me nuts is he is in a bar drinking a Budweiser in Milwaukee and they've got White Sox crap all over the wall.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, do your research. It's so dumb because I really do enjoy that movie until he gets to the bar and I'm just sitting there like just burning up looking at that stuff on the wall. And I like the White Sox. But I don't live in Milwaukee, so I can't like the White Sox.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous, but those anachronisms make me nuts. If you go to Milwaukee and order a Budweiser, they'll give you one, but they're going to be mad. They're going to be mad about it.
They keep it on the menu for profiling burgers.
For real, they're not going to be. They're not going to be pleasant about it.
Yeah,
They'll bring you a Budweiser. You might want to drink that on the road.
I would fully expect. If and whenever I get to go to Australia and you sit down and you order a Foster's, I would expect to be asked to leave. Like, we don't drink that crap. That's American.
That's your thing. It's story. The guy that used to sell us Coronas explained that Corona in Mexico is old Milwaukee. And what basically happened was, and I don't know if this is true or not, but he said what made Corona Corona is some ad exec from Chicago was down and
they were good at it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's that's the whole thing. It was like. With surfers from San Diego that were broke and they'd pop across the border and buy the cheapest beer they could find and it was so god awful they had to put a lime in it to make it taste like something and he's like, I can sell this, and he was right. That it's like I have no idea if that's true or not, but I'm like I kind of hope it is just because what a cool story.
I was such a Corona dude. It got to the point it's like water.
Oh yeah.
You know, it gets to the point like this is nothing. You know, it's not the Modelo or Dos Equis.
Dos Equis that's nice stuff. I like that. The Dos Equis Amber, man. That's what's up, Aaron. How you doing, man? My buddy Aaron is all about the Dos Equis Amber.
Yeah, man. But I would fully expect. I don't know. Would you go to Ireland and order or Germany and order a Heineken and be like, all right, please leave.
Heineken, I've heard interesting stories about. I've heard that Heineken is it's like going to the world of Coke. Mm-hmm. When you go to, I think it's Dutch, I don't remember. I should remember all that crap, but I don't. But yeah, man, if you get them there, they're very different because they just, by the time you get it here, it's been in the water for a long time. And, it is what it is. They put it in that green bottle. It's not supposed to stay good. Yeah. But apparently they're quite good if you get them there. I've heard that. I've never tried it. I've never tried Heineken, period, so I just don't.
Yeah, I've never had one and not like it. I would just expect to go there and be like, I'm going to be like one of the locals and get what they drink, and they'd be like, I don't drink that crap.
Yeah, I think most places you just get what they get. But yeah, as far as I know, the most common stuff, like in Europe, I could be totally wrong. You can get Guinness pretty much anywhere. You can get Foster's, I think, anywhere. You can get, I think Stella Artois is very, very prominent because it's like, basically it's Belgian Budweiser times a million, I think. I think the company that owns Stella is the one that bought Anheuser-Busch, which you tell people Budweiser's not American anymore, and they do not believe you, but it's not. InBev is nuts. That company is frighteningly big. It's like Google, but with taps. Yep. They're scary big. I think it was InBev. Now that I've said that, I might even have the name wrong. Mm-hmm. I used to sell all that crap. I used to know these things. I don't know these things anymore.
But, so Christmas specials. My ones that I've got my easy two, but then they have that, just like my movies, I got my third that kind of rotates.
The Great Pumpkin.
Oh yeah, just throw it in.
Yeah.
Either that or the Valentine's one from the Charlie Brown stuff. But number one, Charlie Brown Christmas special, I would have to go with.
Oh yeah.
The animated real Grinch It's my one, and I think my third would probably be Jim Henson's The Christmas Toy. I think that's what it's called.
The one with like
The lion and the
yeah, man.
New toy. Basically, Toy Story.
I was just gonna say Buzz Lightyear before there was one.
Yeah.
Dude, I got in so much trouble for telling people, like, man, Henson did a TV show that Buzz Lightyear basically came from. Nuh-uh! So I'm glad you've seen it because you can back me up on it.
I mean, I'm not knocking it. It's just
Everything comes from somewhere.
Yeah.
For Christ's sake, when I say listen, the thing that frustrates me about pointing out inspirations, it's not similarities, and it's not some asshole thing to need to rip on stuff. It's not that at all. I love recognizing someone's influence because it's like you have something in common with them. That's quite literally all it is. It's like being in a conversation with somebody and you've got something to talk about.
When Disney, Pixar, whoever was ripping off everything he did left and right.
Look, everything. If you like Shakespeare at all, you know that all of it's in there somewhere.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter. Like modern narrative storytelling is all Shakespeare, and it's totally cool.
You want the rest of your Toy Story world ruined? If Buzz didn't realize he was a toy, how did he know to go limp and stiff when everybody else did? So shut up.
It's over.
It's done.
It's done.
But guess what? You still dig it. So
For real.
enjoy it. And what you need to do, what you ought to do,
What you ought to do is what you need to do.
sit your ass down and watch Jim Henson's Christmas Toy.
It really is
and
good.
you'll really have a good time because it's what is like 40 something minutes,
Something like that.
and you'll really dig it.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that thing, man. It's been like 1,000 years since I saw it, but not so long that I don't remember how good it was.
Oh yeah, but man, and really, I remember when the live action Grinch movie came out. Talk about a version that people tell me I should love, but I just don't get down with. That was the one, and I remember people that had went to see it, and they're like, they took the animated version and put it on screen. Like, what movie did y'all watch? Because that is not that movie at all.
At all.
And knowing that you'd have to flesh it out and give it a lot more story to make it feature length, I went in knowing that, man, this is going to be a bunch of side story BS that nobody's going to care about, and that's exactly what I got. I just never have cared for it. I have heard better things about the version that's out now that's the computer generated, but it's not anything that the last time the hurt was so bad. I can't go back. I just don't care enough to go find out when I like the original so much.
I totally am down with that. Remakes are, it's just, what the heck was I going to say, man?
That there's plenty of kids growing up that don't know either one.
Yeah.
That will go see that.
This can
that
be
you're
their
gonna
one.
make more money than you can print.
Yeah, this can be their
off
one.
of,
It's okay.
And let them have it. It's not for me.
Remakes, sequels, continuing stuff, reboots, all that stuff. It's just I still can't think of the exact expression I'm looking for, but basically make up your mind as they come.
But
Sometimes yes to this, no to that. It's all good, Like we discussed that with sequels. It's like I know we've been on the same page about this forever. It's the biggest frustration that I have with Last Jedi because I actually enjoyed Last Jedi, but there's so much complaining, and it's like, dude, if you just don't go, this doesn't have to have any hold over your life whatsoever. Yeah. Well, I can't stop now. Well, allow me to.
You're giving it a lot of power.
Allow me to interject myself into this story because I was you after I saw Attack of the Clones. But instead of whining about it endlessly, I just said I was done.
Yeah.
And I was. Didn't see Revenge of the Jedi or the Sith or whatever the crap it was called till years later when it was free and on in the background at somebody's house, and I watched it and thought it was overrated as crap too. Still do. I still think that movie is so overrated.
Just as disappointed as I would have been.
I think so too.
More so.
I think the desperation to get something out of the prequels led people to bloat that thing. I remember the lightsaber fight's amazing. No, it's not. It's just long and fast, but it's not. There's nothing to it.
It's like the one from Phantom Menace, just more red.
Nothing to it, man. Yeah, it's just a little more lava.
Red?
There's more lava and fewer legs. There's a lot more legs catching on fire or legs getting chopped off.
Oh, man, you get to the end of Revenge of the Sith, and for me, the humane thing to do, if you're Obi-Wan, is go down there and lop his head off.
Is kill him. That's always been the dumbest thing to me about that is like, Why in the world did you leave this idiot alive?
Yeah.
It's so stupid. Well, it's fate. You had to have Darth Vader to balance out the Force and la-di-da. Whatever.
He would be betraying the Jedi oath. We went down there and killed him.
Chopping his legs off and catching him, setting him on fire. That didn't do it.
And he sat around for that. Like, no, I'm not going to.
Oh, Anakin, you okay, bud? It's like...
Oh, Anakin.
Oh no, that's
chosen one.
That's chosen one. Oh, it's terrible chosen one. Oh God.
But how is that not more cruel? No, sit there and burn.
He's fine. He's fine. He's from the desert. He's used to the heat.
Make him look like the bad guy.
Well, that's the thing that I despised about the prequels to begin with. Is Kenobi is a joke, is the bad guy, and it's like, y'all, this is ridiculous. But it's more of. Jared's had to hear me complain about this. I despise lacquering up, laying on layers of fan service for any character, and doing it for Anakin Vader at the expense of Obi-Wan frustrates me. Doing it for Legolas at the expense of everybody in The Hobbit frustrated me.
Yeah.
Legolas is cool. Do you think people wouldn't have gone to see The Hobbit anyway? If you had just made it, The Hobbit, you'd have been fine.
Yeah.
You'd have been fine, man. But all that extra crap you threw in there that was just trash, man. It was just trash. Oh, God, it was awful. It's awful. And it really frustrated. The man knows, I'll tell you guys. The real reason that I trip on The Hobbit so much and get so upset is because when I refused to touch the third one, I think the third one was crap. I hated it. I still hate it. I will not watch the third one. I saw it one time because I went with my friends and we finished it off, and that was that. But the first,
I saw the first one and just lost interest by the time the second one came out.
The first two.
And when I realized it wasn't going to be done with the second one, I was like, well, now I'm really not interested.
I'm not going to see this. And that's the point, is I like the first two because all the stuff that I would chop out and make the one definitive version, it's in there. And also, the second one is worth watching just for all of the people that get a nice big veiny one over Andy Serkis is Gollum, oh my God, and it is amazing. It's incredible. But Cumberbatch did the same thing for Smaug in the second movie.
Yeah.
And all the stuff between him and Martin Freeman is freaking awesome. Because I love Martin Freeman. I think the guy is awesome. It's my fascination with Martin Freeman is why I hate The American Office as much as I do. Oh man, you don't like Jim? No, I don't like Jim because I've seen the original Office and
makes way more sense seeing it as 2 seasons in a special.
Oh man, I like it so much better. It's just my one. That's just my thing, man. So the only upgrade in The American Office is I'm so bad with the names from the original because I'm so stupid. But the guy that's the Dwight character, Dwight's better in the American version, and that's it. That is literally it. That is the only upgrade. That's it, and it's cool because the character in the English one is perfectly. Thank you. Garrett. Yes, Garrett. Yeah. It's perfectly acceptable for what he is. It's just that Rainn Wilson's very exceptional. But that's it. Yeah. Everything else is a step down.
You would think something would have to be more fleshed out when you get that much more time.
That's why it's awful. They just go forever. And the biggest thing, of course, that they flesh out is the relationship. And that's why if you watch the original one, it's so much more believable. And if you make it to the Christmas special, satisfying. I don't give a damn how much y'all thought that Niagara Falls thing was cute, sweet as pie. Watch yourself the Christmas special of the original. It's brilliant.
I mean, it's one of those that you have to be ready for it, and I can't rewatch it, but it's a tough one.
The original Office is a once a year kind of thing, and maybe that might be the value of the American one because there are people that's their stock, that's their go-to. It is good to have a go-to show. I think that's real cool. So I can see that. Like my go-tos are, I watch Friends all the time. And but I pick and choose Friends. I basically watch seasons 4 through 6 just over and over and over and over again. It's ridiculous. And there's good stuff before and there's good stuff after, but those are the ones I like. And what's my other just always queued up? Probably Parks and Rec. Because I do love Parks and Rec. That one's great. 30 Rock, I watch that all the time because it's 30 Rock. It's great. I love it. Anyway, I got way afield. Sorry about that. But nah, Christmas specials. I honestly don't know, man. It's bad. It's bad because I'm bad about the movies too. I don't have a ton of those that I'll watch, but Scrooge was a good choice. That's a cool movie.
it's got the whole music thing. It's in the end of the movie. It's got the whole "Put a Little Love in Your Heart." It's got a song that had no connection to Christmas until then.
Yeah, until Annie Lennox said so.
So I was like, well, now I love it.
Yeah, man.
So I'm down with that. Yeah, the Christmas specials. I mean, it's like there's so daggone many of them that
It's true.
people just gush over them. Like, it's all right. I don't have to see it as many times as they get shown.
I can dig it, man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm bad about my Christmas stuff. I just don't. It's weird. I don't mean to. I like Christmas time, but I just don't. I don't do the music. I don't do the movies. It's like, man, what are you doing? I do trees. I decorate pretty Christmas trees. I'm good at that.
I guess maybe. Well, the Charlie Brown Christmas is an animated one. I was trying to think. Well, maybe they're just animated ones that I watch over and over, but not even that. The Mickey's Christmas Carol. As long as it's the version that has the shorts with Chip and Dale and Donald Duck with the nephews in it. I'm down with.
They haven't been banned yet, have they?
I don't think so.
That's good.
It's
man.
coming.
Yeah, Donald Duck is he's a controversial character in 2018.
Anytime you get that naked from the waist down
That's the
character,
thing,
it's
man.
like you're pushing it.
It's the truth. It's the truth,
And
man.
you have Pluto, harassing two chipmunks in his house. How dare he?
In his house, mind you.
And there was like some of the goofy stuff with the skiing that I remember being. I can't. Did they put it in between the chapters of Mickey's Christmas Carol, or was it just before and then they played that? I can't remember.
I honestly
Anyway,
don't remember, man.
that's one of the problems when it comes to buying Disney DVDs. Is I think there is a version of you can go buy Mickey's Christmas Carol. That's all you get. You don't get those. As I'm afraid.
That's crud. That's
I
crap.
think. Now I think you have to get like another disc to get those. So I'm like, man.
It's like Grindhouse, man. If you got Grindhouse and you don't have the Don't preview, who cares? It's completely not worth your time.
When it comes to buying a Christmas toy, that's one reason why it's still good to have a VCR around, is you can get a VHS copy of that, because when you go buy the DVD that got released, it's not the same thing.
It's all hacked up.
There's an intro that Kermit does that they cut out for some reason. Like, why? It's not hurting anybody for that to be in there.
I don't understand stuff like that.
And essentially that's it that got removed. But it's like still, you notice it when it's not there.
Yeah, man, there was this, one of the greatest things that just, as far as like editing for no reason, there was this Time Life. We were talking about Time Life 70s country earlier today. I stayed up all night last night listening to Conway Twitty and Tanya Tucker, and I know how to say it's Tanya. If you pronounce it Tanya Tucker, you don't know what you're talking about. Tanya, you can get out. You take your Budweiser and go. But man, it's this Time Life video set, and it's called The History of Rock and Roll, and it drives me nuts because there was a documentary in the probably early mid-90s that PBS...
Ozzy Osbourne with his Batman hat.
Man, it's PBS, WGBH in Boston, and the BBC got together and did like this 14-part series. It was just called Rock and Roll, and it is absolutely amazing because it is the history of rock and roll music from 1954 up into whatever it was at the time, man. And the thing that's so crazy about it is that because it's English, because it's BBC, they actually take it a little bit seriously. It's not just a joke. It's not just dumb. It's not something for the kids to twist to. They really get in there, and it's fantastic. Some of the interview stuff with Bowie is incredible. Yeah. The interview stuff with the Ramones is awesome. It's an awesome movie. Mm-hmm. And when Time Life bought it, it's the right footage, but they did the same thing. They hack it up and they change it, and it's all goofy. And hey, enjoy your rock and roll music, kids. It's terrible. It makes me nuts. So I despise when stuff like that happens, especially when it's just... When you change it and you change that part stunk, but like you're talking about, when it's just senseless, there's no reason for that not to be there. That makes me bananas.
Well, I guess since we're talking about Christmas, but one of the ones that people love, as we're talking about the Muppets, is the Muppet Family Christmas. I never loved that one the way everybody else did, but it's the same deal with that one. When the DVD release of that came out, something was hacked that I wouldn't have noticed because I didn't watch that one as much as some people did. People were complaining about. I think part of the Miss Piggy getting their story gets cut. And like, wow, I wouldn't have noticed that anyway. But that's one of those that I've been told I'm supposed to love, and I've sat down and I've watched it a time or two. Like, I just don't think it's as funny as everybody tries to tell me.
Elf.
Like, no,
It's not as funny as Elf.
not even close.
Yeah, man.
It's like, I don't know. I guess maybe one of the reasons why I don't like Elf as much is like, how would they not have just killed this person? Somebody showed up in your city acting this way and living that way. Like, just get rid of this
The
guy.
part that I don't like about Elf is that Buddy doesn't die.
Yes.
Yeah, it just totally let me down that Buddy lived.
If it's a true hero's journey.
That's right. He absolutely must sacrifice himself for the greater good. In this case, being my sanity. I hate Buddy the Elf, and I want him to burn. Be burned. Come with me. I haven't seen that in forever. I don't watch that movie.
And it's still one of those arguments that comes up from time to time. And I thought it was kind of squashed with the recent, what's the boy's name? Bruce Willis roast.
What's that boy's name?
At the end of the roast, he kind of squashed the "Is Die Hard a Christmas movie?" He's like, it's not a Christmas movie. It's a Bruce Willis movie. And for, I guess, movie nerds like me, Die Hard being a Christmas movie was a cute little joke that you do, and people started taking it a little too serious. Like, this is not even remotely a Christmas movie. So that, one of the Christmas movies that gets brought up, and like, y'all, that's dumb.
Hey man, that's. I think Die Hard's a great Christmas movie for people that hate Christmas movies. It's cool. Takes place in late December. Now I have his machine gun, ho ho ho. Why not? It's all good, man. I think that it's Bruce Willis movie doesn't help his reputation for being one of the biggest pricks on earth, but that's just my opinion.
I'd keep that going.
Yeah. If Kevin Smith says you're a prick, yikes. Yeah. That's pretty bad, because I'm here to tell you, man, if you can out-prick that guy, if you can get that guy to not think about himself long enough to take enough notice of you, just like, God, what a jerk, man.
You've done something.
You've really accomplished something.
You had yourself a good time.
You had yourself a good time. You poked a hole in it. Tinker uncontrollably.
I get the arguments that people make of why certain movies that just happen to take place at Christmas or have a Christmas scene in it, now it's automatically a Christmas movie. Like, I don't think Gremlins is a Christmas movie.
Yeah, I think.
Or Lethal Weapon.
Man,
or any of those movies.
My thing with any of them is any movie that takes place during Christmas, if you like to watch it during Christmas, it's a Christmas movie.
It's fine.
It's totally cool. Do your thing. I think that the Die Hard thing is only frustrating in how cute people try to be with it. I totally agree. It's like, dude, do you like watching this movie at Christmas time? Then knock yourself out. It's okay. Mm-hmm. But like petitioning, networks to play it during Christmas time. Stop. If they want to, they will. And I think AMC runs it every year anyway, so calm down. But dude, just buy yourself the DVD and have yourself a good old time. Poke yourself a hole in it and have yourself a good time.
Maybe a good idea, if the Lord, what are they up to, 6 of them now, is have them all set around that time of year. Maybe that could have cemented at home if you wanted it to be that. I think it was one of those things that it was just circumstance, and I don't think they intended it to be that way, but since it kind of caught that fall, and they're like, well, let's roll with it.
Hey, it's all good, man. But yeah, it's like, do what you want to. It's cool. It's all good. Like, I don't know. I guess that was the end of it. Just that, man, if you guys dig it, that's cool. But trying to get everybody to, love Die Hard as a Christmas movie, stop. Just watch it. Just enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
It's all good, man.
Whether it's a Christmas movie or not, it's still going to be good.
Good. It's been good movie.
You still want to sit down and watch it.
It's got to be good. Legend.
Heck yeah.
Frank de Boer. I forgot which one we hired. They're these Dutch twins, the Boer twins. Frank de Boer is the new coach of Atlanta United. I'm thrilled about it. I don't know if that
was done or not.
Yes, I am thrilled about it, and I will tell you why real quick. Some people are upset. Some people are unhappy. Some people want to call us Puyol. I love Puyol. He's never coached anywhere. Don't know about that. As far as the Barcelona collection, Frank de Boer coached or played at Barcelona. But the main thing is the Barcelona connection that you really want is the Ajax connection, because Barcelona wasn't Barcelona before Johan Cruyff got there. Simple as that. When Johan played there, they changed everything to accommodate him, and then he became the manager, won the European Cup. That's when Barcelona, as you know it, began. Mm-hmm. So being as obsessed with the youth setup at Atlanta United as I am, the idea of hiring an Ajax man, this has been my dream since day one, to emulate Ajax, simply because the best thing you can hope for Atlanta United is to have a team that competes perennially, and when you sell your guys off and get rich, you can then replace those guys with people from your own academy. That is the dream. That is the dream. No team on this earth resembles what I just said quite like Ajax in Amsterdam. That is what they do. It's what they do. He coached there for 6 years. He won four consecutive titles by doing exactly what I just said, because every single time they win one, people come in, give them multiple millions of dollars for their top player, and they replace them with somebody from in-house. That's what I want Atlanta United to do. I love the idea of having somebody from Ajax at the helm. I love it. I'm thrilled with it. I think it's real cool. The other huge candidate apparently was Joseph Almiron's dad. I don't mean to be cruel or to be the bearer of bad news. Almiron ain't staying. I don't care if you hire his mama to be the goalkeeper. Mm-hmm. He's not staying. So that I don't think that was that's just not my thing. And as far as, well, we need a South American coach, I don't know about that. I think we've got great South American talent. Ajax recruits the planet Earth, so it's not a problem, man. Yeah. I love it. I'm very pleased. I know my friend Darian and I are very excited. I think we might be the only two, but I'm looking very forward to it, especially if 10 years from now we're looking at academy kids routinely coming up, and basically if you've got Atlanta United kids dotting out the roster of the 2026 team, that's going to be a big deal. And also if we've got routine guys in the squad from the academy, I think that Atlanta is actually going to try and do a genuine academy where the kids don't just go and learn soccer there, but it's an actual academy. They live there, they go to school there, and if you're going to get anybody to do that, you've got Darren Eales from Tottenham Hotspur, and now you've got Frank de Boer from Ajax. That's the guys. I love it. I'm super excited by it. And it's weird because it's got nothing to do with on the field. It's everything as far as the future, the structure, bringing kids up through the system. But that's what excites me, man. I'm thrilled that we're MLS Cup champs. That's a great thing. But, man, what we could potentially be in 10 to 15 years is shocking. And, man, I just love the idea. Get those people. It's great. You got Tata from Barcelona. It's Barcelona. Again, Johan Cruyff, look it up. You will see that the Ajax connection is every bit as good as the Barcelona one. So it's so exciting, man.
Hell yeah.
So welcome to Atlanta.
Come on down.
Yeah, baby.
Speaking of big old red vinyl records that you have a good time putting it on the record player and playing. If you're watching this on Christmas, or you're not, or whoever, whenever you do it, there was Alabama Christmas album.
That's right, baby.
That had the Christmas Bear, other songs that I'm blanking on, but it all built up to from Fort Payne, Alabama.
I think I'm right, baby.
If you're watching this, Merry Christmas to you.